Simone Biles' husband said last year in an interview that he didn't know who she was at a certain time, blah, 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 and y'all have not let it go. He also said that he felt like he was a prize as well, and y'all have not let it go. Oh, the musty energy.
I just like to state for the record that a stud would have bought all them kids some food.
So I know it says, oh, just delete the comment, but like I really have a bone to pick with you female divestors. Y'all are the equivalent of a incel. And that's just what it is.
All right, y'all, a little bit of house cleaning before we get started. For those who've been rocking with me from day one, I appreciate the support. For those who may be new here, coming in or out the door, for me, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, get it cracking in the comments. Every bit of your engagement helps promote me into the YouTube algorithm. I thank y'all for the support. Now let's get to it. Drop the video.
Top 10 radar, yeah, we on your radar. Never miss, dog, and that's on occasion. Yeah, we on your radar. Yeah. Hey, look, top floor lifestyle, chef and boy, I'm cooking up.
All right, look, I'm not going to throw a whole lot of shade to this woman, her daughter, and her grandson. I'm just going to touch on this really quick. This is what I call generational curses, right? So the mom had the daughter when she was 19. The daughter had her first child at 16. This is teen pregnancy, pretty much. Now, I'm not saying that a 19-year-old is terribly young to have a child in the proper context. If that 19-year-old is married and had a child, I would be okay with it. But a 19-year-old single mother, I'm never okay with any woman being a single mother at any age. And I think this is how we perpetuate baby mama culture. This is how we perpetuate single motherhood. And this is how we perpetuate teen pregnancy in the black community, by embracing these things. And I know this woman didn't mean any harm. She's just happy and doing celebratory things with her daughter and her grandson. And I get it. I'm not going to throw shade at this woman for celebrating her family. But we have to acknowledge that this is part of the problem that perpetuates the baby mama culture, the single motherhood culture, and the generational curses of having children in your teens. At some point, we got to start calling this stuff out and saying we've got to change the culture. This is a cultural problem. This is a case-by-case issue as well, because some families still, when they have an intact dual-parent household, their children can become single mothers and teen mothers at an early age. I think that we have to start evaluating what we actually value in the black community and perpetuate that forward so stuff like this doesn't happen. Now, I'm not going to throw any shade to this woman. I know a lot of people came at her saying this is something she shouldn't be doing, but I'm not going to take that angle, because she clearly loves her daughter, she clearly loves her grandson, and that's always a positive thing, and that's always something to not frown upon. The only thing I would say is we got to do better, and we got to stop perpetuating this. Let's go to the next one. Well, the problem is, a lot of women got online saying they didn't want to be bothered when they're doing their business, when they're going about their day. They don't want to be approached. They don't want to be hollered at. So what's the problem? Yeah, I know this was a skit, and I know this was something that was recorded to get likes, clicks, and views, to highlight that men are not approaching women anymore. I know this isn't a real scenario, but I'm using this as to say what the problem is. A lot of women wanted this. You didn't want to be approached. And let me clarify this. A lot of you loudmouth, bitter, miserable women online who were not getting approached in the first place wanted this behavior because you love company, and misery loves company. This is what you wanted. You wanted other women to not be approached because you were not getting approached. Congratulations. Job accomplished. Now you got no woman being approached. I hope other women start to realize you have to call these women out when they're speaking on your behalf. If they're not speaking for you, let them know. Stop getting online, the small minority of y'all with the loudest voices, getting online and saying this is what we all want, when we know that in reality, most of you don't want this. This is just the hyenas online barking and yapping about something that, by the way, doesn't even affect them anyhow, because no one was interested in hollering at y'all to start. Go to the next one.
Simone Biles' husband said last year in an interview that he didn't know who she was at a certain time, blah, 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 and y'all have not let it go. He also said that he felt like he was a prize as well, and y'all have not let it go. Meanwhile, Simone followed up by saying he is a prize, and they've been living happily ever after. Now here it is, yesterday she became the most decorated U.S. Olympic gymnast, and y'all talking about something, I bet he know her name now. The musty energy. Of course he knows her name now. They share a life together. But do you know who doesn't know your name? Simone Biles or her husband. So why do you have such an opinion about their life? See, that's how relationships work. It's not always about who has the most, who has the biggest name, who has the most money and things like that. Sometimes it's actually about what else you bring to the table. So when y'all having that what you bring to the table conversation, make sure it's deeper than finances, okay? Let them people grow and win together. Not saying people saying, well, why he wearing the gold medal? Because it's his wife's and she let him. Why are y'all so invested in the demise of the black marriage? Seem to be happy to me. So go and get you one too. Cousins, what y'all think about this?
Let me say this. First of all, it's Biles. I know she enunciated her name wrong, so we're not going to focus on that. It's Biles. But she said nothing but the truth. A lot of bitter, miserable misandrists online do not like this woman, do not like her husband, and they don't like the fact that they're happy. They got their pennies in a bunch last year when the man simply said he was a prize as well and he didn't know who she was. I mean, that's not a hard thing. If you're not into gymnastics, you don't follow it, you may not know who she is, right? That's not a hard reach. But they got all in their feelings because, like, she's the most decorated Olympic champion gymnast in the world and blah, 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 blah. But this man is a professional athlete that plays on a professional level. He has the right to say he's a prize just like his wife is a prize. What's wrong with both of them being a prize? And so all the kick-up started last year with that. Now we're in the Olympics and the man is out in the audience keeping tally of scores for his wife. She won medals. He took pictures with the medals while kissing and embracing his wife, and they have a problem with that. And so much so, the woman had to comment on one of the loudest misandrist posts to say, hey, chill the F out. I allowed my husband to wear my medals just like I did for all of my family members that took a picture with my medals. It's not something you should be having a hissy fit about online. It's not a big deal. This is my husband. I allowed it. Leave us the F alone. And it's a sad, shameful day when a woman has to tell you to stop getting in her business. That woman is happy with her husband. They don't have any problems. The only problems they have is from the loud misandrists online trying to minimize her husband's accomplishments, trying to minimize who her husband is by calling him Mr. Simone Biles. Y'all are foul and y'all are sick. This man deserves whatever his wife allows him to do and vice versa. They're in a happy marriage. Why don't y'all take some time to get offline and quit being miserable and go find you someone to be partnered up with? Maybe, just maybe, you won't be on the line all the time bitching and whining about somebody else's relationship. Let's go to the next one.
I just like to state for the record that a stud would have bought all them kids some food, all of them drinks, and their mama some food, and chips and snacks for afterwards, and we would have played with them afterwards. But I'm just gonna leave that there.
I don't know this woman, or however they identify, he, she, or they. I don't want to offend anyone. I don't know her pronouns or his pronouns or their pronouns, I should say. I will say this. I'm not going to throw any shade at this person because on the individual level, she or he may be the best person in the world to be around, maybe the best person in the world to be in a relationship with, maybe the best parental figure in a child's life. And this comes from that viral thing that happened about 2 years ago, I believe, where the kid only bought McDonald's for his child and not the rest of his baby mama's children. And so what she's basically saying is, as a stud, I would have brought everybody food, the mama, whoever, and we would just kick to have fun out to spend time with the kids. Well, you don't know that. And on the outside looking in, everyone can always critique a situation from the outside looking in. But I'm not, remove this person from what I'm saying personally, right? I'm just going to look at the facts and the numbers here. By the facts and the numbers, in your community, y'all have the highest rates of divorce. Y'all have the highest rates or incidents of DV. And even when y'all exclude men from the scenario of the relationship, when y'all are just partnered up with your mirror image, y'all are still having issues. Y'all are still having fundamental breakdowns and dysfunctional relationships. So yes, you can say with your whole chest it would be different, but we see the facts, we see the numbers, and we see the stats. It's worse. It's worse. Y'all can get mad, you can go argue with your mama, but I'm just telling you, by the numbers, it's worse. Go to the next one.
So I know it says, oh, just delete the comment, but like, I really have a bone to pick with you, female divestors. Y'all are the equivalent of a fucking incel. And that's just what it is. Because I get it, date who you want. Like, if shit didn't work out, and that's cool, date who you want. But when y'all sit and make these fucking terrible generalized statements, the man who hurt you isn't gonna see that. The niggas who bullied you in high school aren't gonna see that. But some little 13-year-old black boy who didn't do anything to you is going to see all these videos. How do you think that makes him feel? How does that make the black community any stronger? Now, calling out the ones who do is good criticism. But when y'all sit here and make 30-minute fucking long videos, I'm not exaggerating, about all black men are bad, black women need to leave black men in the dust, I can guarantee you any black woman with a black son is gonna think y'all are fucking crazy. Because like I said, he doesn't know who you're talking about. All he hears is you saying black men are the weakest link, and he's gonna be that one day.
I absolutely agree. That's why it's very dangerous to allow certain narratives to be perpetuated online without them being checked. That's why I'm here. That's why I have my platform, because we have to check this misandry at the door. We have to nip it in the butt at the door, because there are young people, young kids who are seeing this stuff and being influenced either negative or positive by whatever they intake from social media interactions, right? And if all they see is negative, black men are the weakest link, black men are violent, black men are causing the decay in the black community, black men that toxic masculinity, toxic this, narcissism, everything that you can think of, is that brush is painted onto black men by saying that we're all these trifling bad things, and no one takes the time to sit and say, what does this do to black boys? And this is what I say when I tell y'all that y'all do not give a F about black boys. Y'all do not. And like she said, black mothers, if you have black sons, this stuff should profoundly bother you, that these people can get up online and speak so negatively about black men, because your son will one day become a black man. And with all these hurdles he already has with the systemic issues of racism, now we have internalized racism and misandry that they have to deal with on a regular basis. How do you think that make them feel? Wouldn't you feel some type of way if the women that share your reflection, all they did is when they get online, all they see is dogging them out constantly, telling them they ain't ish, saying that they're the weakest link, saying that they're the most violent, saying that they're perpetuating femicide, which doesn't exist, by the way, but all these negative things, and we see it over and over and over and over again. When does it stop? When do y'all say that we have to take this narrative away from social media and start really looking at the real issue in the black community, which is a cultural issue of dysfunction from both black men and black women? Y'all gotta stop this, man. We all have a role to play in bringing the black community back to a shining example of what a community looks like. And until we do that, we're always gonna see this negativity online. I'm sick of it. I know y'all should be sick of it. And I would like to applaud this young lady for saying what she said. That's all I got, man. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. I'll see y'all in the comments. 2 fingers. Peace. I'm out. Get y'all in the next one. Black Jesus.
I don't ask for much from you. It's like you don't got the time to lose. Make me feel like I'm a burden when I tell you how I'm hurting.